What's going on, CDL fans, and welcome back to the power rankings. Today is actually kind of an interesting power ranking because honestly, not a lot changed from last week. So we're going to go over a couple extra things. I'm kind of going to put all of these on the screen so you can sort of see what I got going on. Like I said, literally not a lot changes. We're going to go through this on Breaking Point in a second, so there is more to this video. But just to show you my rankings, honestly, only Miami and Legion switched pots this week. Because I mean, looking at the major three standings, as you can see here on screen, really not much has happened, right? Boston and Legion just cannot get a win. Minnesota and LAG both have their ups and downs. Miami finally got a win this week, which is why they moved. Ravens, sitting about the same spot. LA Thieves and Seattle still sitting a little bit above New York. Really, the standings look pretty much the exact same as they did last week, and obviously how teams perform affects the power rankings. And the thing about this week's matches was we pretty much just saw like a top 4 team beat a bottom team. We saw New York beat Miami, OPTIC beat Boston, FAZE beat Legion. So top 4 teams all beating bottom teams. Then the exact same thing the next day with New York, FAZE, and OPTIC winning again. Then we finally saw a not top 4 matchup here. We saw a not top 4 matchup down here. And then we saw another top 4 team beat a bottom team. So literally 7 out of the 9 matches were top 4 teams beating bottom 8 teams this past week. Hence why not really anything changed on the power rankings. But one thing I do want to talk about real quick in this video, as this broke about an hour ago before I'm recording this, the Las Vegas Legion are dropping Asim, and they're going to be replacing him with Johnny. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to say his name. He played for them a few seasons ago or last season at some point. I think it might have been last season at some point. But he's going to be coming in to replace Asim in their effort to push for champs, as you can see here from Breaking Point. It says here that they extensively evaluated multiple players, including Hixie and Purge. Personally think, based on what we know from Hixie, he would be a perfect fit for this team to kind of do the same thing Purge does, but maybe have a little bit of a higher floor than Purge did. Even the return of Purge honestly would have been a better move probably, but Johnny's going to be coming into the team. Some people think this is good. Some people, aren't thinking this is the greatest move. It's not going to move the needle, but let me know what you think down below. And then also real quick, I might as well go through my team of the week. I post these every week on Twitter. The link to my Twitter is down below, but this week, star-studded team of the week, man. We got a Beezy, Hydra, Ghosty, and Dashy. Honestly, these guys all just had insane weekends. If you see here, the number in the parentheses is how many times they've been in my team of the week this season. So Dashy might be the most, if not, or tied for the most in team of the weeks this year. He's honestly having a little bit of an underrated season, in my opinion. This dude has been really good. We're 15 weeks in, and he's been on 5 team of the weeks. Ghosty's been on 3. Hydra and Beezy have been on 2. So this team of the week's great. And then honorable mentions, Shotzzy, Insight, Cell, Scrappy. Like I said, basically top 4 teams won every single match this week, hence why everybody except for Ghosty is a top 4 player, or a player on a top 4 team in the team of the week. And then I guess real quick before we close out this video, just to talk about next week, because next week is the 5th and final week of online qualifiers before we go to LAN at Major 3 in Toronto. And we're in an interesting spot right now, because if you look at the top 4 seeds, LA Thieves are the number 4 seed, Seattle Surge 5, and then New York Subliner 6. For those that don't know, or maybe if you haven't realized, the 6th seed plays the 3 seed in winners bracket round 1, which would be at this point Toronto Ultra versus the New York Subliners. But obviously these teams still all have matches to play. New York actually plays their last match against Toronto Ultra this coming weekend. So if they win that, that'll put them at 4-3, and Ultra will be at 4-2. And then they also have to play Boston Breach next weekend, which should be an easy dub for them. So there is a possibility that a team like the New York Subliners is not top 4 at the major, depending on how things play out. Now also Seattle Surge and LA Thieves also have to play their games. Seattle Surge has to play LA Thieves. LA Thieves also has to play OPTIC Texas as their final 2 games. So a tough little bit of a schedule there for LAT. So we could definitely see some fluctuation in this range right here. But there is that possibility that we see 2 top 4 teams facing off in winners round 1 at the major, which makes it really interesting, because if we do get Toronto versus New York, let's say Toronto takes down New York winners round 1, New York drops to losers bracket, then they might start making a run through losers. Maybe someone knocks them out. You never really know what to expect. It'll make it a lot more interesting. And then we could also see, maybe we see some upsets. LAT, Seattle Surge, Ravens on LAN, taking down another top team. It's going to be honestly really interesting. But yeah, a bit of a different and shorter CDL power rankings for this week after week 4 Major 3 qualifiers. Let me know what you think. It's really hard to rank any of these teams pretty much on this whole right side, because they're all just losing. They pretty much all lost this past weekend, which is pretty interesting. So let me know what you think about the rankings down below. Make sure to sub for more CDL content. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate the support, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.